Hi guys, in this one we're going to do a little bit more of an in-depth look into my Geophagus Steindachneri community tank. I think sometimes when I do the fish room tours I just fly through them. So what we're going to do this month for the fish room tour is we're going to break it up into sections. Also guys, just before we get in the video, I just want to say a massive thank you for everybody that's come over and supported me on my new plant channel, Big Plant Lad. It started off so well and I'm so appreciative to anybody that has come over and followed. If you're not and you didn't know about it, I've started a new plant channel, Big Plant Lad. Come over to YouTube, check it out, show me some support. If you love your plants, then just come over, subscribe, watch the videos, and we can share some planty stuff on there as well. Anyway, let's get into this one. We are going to take a little bit of a more deeper look into this tank, what's going on, what we've got in here, and how we look after him, I suppose. So basically first, this tank is run on sponge filters and we have an internal filter on here. Now, the internal filter was put in here. I can't actually remember why. It wasn't for these fish that are in here, but I think with me having this as a little bit of a more heavier stock tank, that I think I left it in there. So we have got 4 sponges and an internal, but the pipes tubing has come out of that. Happens quite a lot in here. I'm forever putting my tubes back in. So what have we got in here? Obviously we've got our group of Steindachneri, which is a phenomenal group of fish. I absolutely love them. I feel pretty lucky that I got hold of these. Anyway, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll put some food in while we talk. So yeah, I feel really lucky that I got these fish. So I've put a load of the spirulina chips in from Tropical. Really love the food from Tropical at the moment. Honestly, it's a quality food, and you know, I've spoke to the rep and he said that, you know, he's coming into the shops, and what's really good is he's been to talk to my local fish shop, so that'll be really good for me, and he's already stocking some of it, so it'd be really handy having it on my doorstep. Look at that male there. That male is absolutely stunning, isn't it? But yeah, fantastic group of fish. They're the Steindachneri. We've also got the 2 ultifrons which are there. At the beginning, the ultifrons were a little bit. They kept causing a bit of aggro, you know, with the Steindachneri, but it's all settled down. It's been quite settled for a while. We've got a little group of Geophagus longimanus, which are growing very well. There's about 5 of them. They're only babies at the moment. You can see some of them there in the video, and we've got a trio of calico bristlenose plecos. That's a female you can see there. I think the other one's a female as well. We've got this group of stirby corridorus. We bought 6 or 8, I think it was 8 stirby corridorus, and we've still got all of them. And we also got the gold, I can't remember what they're called, gold slate cories. No, not gold slate, I can't remember now, but we got some of them, and I did lose a couple of them. We've got some, they hang around back there and behind that wood. They're not the most liveliest in this tank, and they are the pygmy corridorus. So we've got quite a heavy stock in this tank, to be honest with you. I just love that male, honestly. I can't get enough of that male. It's just, look at that red on its head. It's unbelievable. But obviously the Geophagus Steindachneri, they are in a South American cichlid. The Geophagus ultifrons are a South American cichlid, but the Geophagus longimanus, they're a Central American cichlid. Oh, there's a baby calico bristlenose pleco. Can you see it there? I've got about 4 or 5 babies in here from the mum and dad. Well, I say the mum and dad, but he's actually, well, there's dad underneath the filter. He's actually bred with both females over time. And I've got no caves in this tank at the moment because I just wanted to give him a break. And because, you know, they bred a few times and I've got a load of babies scattered about. I got this group of calico bristlenoses when they weren't even an inch when I got them. That was from the auction And I think it was my very first auction that I went to, the Northwest Cichlid Group auction. They were so small, and I got about, I think I got about 5 of them, something like that, maybe 6, because they come in twos, didn't they? So, and then when I got my trio, I can't remember what happened to the other ones. I think I gave them away. But yeah, I've had them for quite a long time, and they've done a lot of breeding. Look at that little Cribro Harris Longimanus trying to eat that chip. He's going to have a good go at that. These are going to be something unbelievable. Like I said, these are Central American. Honestly, these are a nice fish. The funny thing is with these are a sand sifter. Although not South American, they're a Central American sand sifter. So they kind of, you know, oh look at that, what a picture. They're kind of the same, in the same theory as the Geophagus, if that makes sense, but a Central American type of fish. They won't stay in here long term because we will move them out because they're going to get big. They're not going to get massive, probably top out around 7 inches, but nothing ever tops out in my water, does it? So we probably we'll be happy if we get 5 inches out of them, won't we? And they're the males, obviously. When we first put these Steindachneri in here as well, we had a couple of bits of breeding activity. Now these are a mouth brooder. I didn't get that far with them, but we've had nothing since, and I don't know if it's because we've put the Altifrons in. I'm not sure, but I'm not looking for any of my fish to breed right now, as you know. They love those chips though, and you know what, they're such a good food, those spirulina chips, to feed your fish. Honestly, I would highly recommend anybody use them as part of a diet. So I was talking about fish food diet on another app the other day, and I was saying that I was asked a question about, well, we started off with a bit of a chat about what we feed our fish, and you know, someone actually called me a fish food diva, but I said, well, I don't care, because I am, because I think the most important thing for your fish is the diet. So firstly, research the fish, research what that fish eats. It might be in your fish tank, guys, but just if you follow the pattern of the way the fish eats, you can't go wrong. So you know, they like a varied diet. You know, if you've got fish that need really meaty diet, then you give them a meaty diet with a bit of veg. If you've got fish like Warri who like a strong amount of veg, you give them more veg. It's like that. But these, you know, these are for me are a bit more of a spread. So these get like some meaty stuff. I never really feed fatty foods either, so I always look for the percentage of fat. But just a little tip for anybody, I learned this many years ago when I used to work with a guy who used to work in the food industry, and he said to me, you know, he was giving me the advice on my fish food, and he said, when you look at the ingredients on the back of a packet, the ingredients are in order, so always look at the first 4. Because the first 4 will be the ingredients that's the most of. So number 1 ingredient, that's the biggest amount of that in the food, if that makes sense. So if I see wheat high up on fish food, well, you know there's a lot more wheat in it than other stuff. But you know, the foods that I tend to buy are the foods that I've got the kind of the best mixture, the best variation is what I'm trying to say. So sometimes you've got to pay a bit more for that, but I'm willing to do that to give the fish the best diet. That's just my opinion, and that's just a little tip for anyone that doesn't already know that. You probably already know that, but if you don't, you learn something new every day, don't you? So that's how I choose my food. That's a reason why I'm not a big fan of Acari, because if I remember rightly, and it's been a long time since I've looked at a packet of Acari, they don't even have the ingredients on, do they? And if they do, it doesn't look the best to me. So that's why I'm not a big fan of it. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that little fountain of knowledge. Every day's a school day. Oh look at those two there. 2 little baby Calicobis and those plecos. They're actually having a little brawl. They're having a little brawl, that's mad that. But yeah, I love this tank. It's amazing, it's lively, you know what I mean? It's a very, very lively tank, this. And it's a very good, they eat very well. So, but I think, you know, in the long run, what we're going to get some more growth out of all these fish. I mean, those Altifrons are nowhere near the size they're going to get to. These are going to get bigger. So, probably have to reduce stock in the future. But for now, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, we are going to move the Cribro Harris Longimanus out at some point. I'm going to try and put them in with my Honduran red points, which I think will be, if it works, could be a cracking mix. But the thing is with Central Americans, you never know, do you? Because they can be an absolute nightmare. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap this video up. I just wanted to do a bit more of an in-depth video on my tanks than what I usually do. I mean, the fish room tours are great, but obviously you're trying to fit everything into one video. And you know, I think the way I'm going to do this month stuff is do maybe 1 or 2 tanks in each video. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I absolutely love that tank. But I just want to say a massive thank you for all your support. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you all on the next one.